December 27, 2022. Marcus Giovanni here. 2023 Mayor Michael Hancock Sanctuary at City of Denver, handled by Marcus Giovanni. When you understand the deep partisanship of the city and county of Denver, they will not be able to carry this lie off into more years. And if not enough people came out of the closet, according to artificial intelligence, then you'll have another 4 years of the same old. But you'll watch Denver slowly deteriorate because the minds, especially of the sports teams, when they ignore the truth and do the right thing and it just becomes money and fuck Denver, you get beat by 51 fucking. See what I mean? And see, when you think about how Denver's the whole business is always aired out to the world, and nobody can talk any sports over the Broncos. That's why we lost the World Cup, because we were humble bragging, talking about the wrong football, and Kansas City got it. So you see, when you get beat out by other states, when these other competitions start coming, when it's state and city competitions, in order to keep our scores and rankings up. See, Denver doesn't know this. They try to pretend like they do with guys like Ben Marcus, Markus, and Michael McCormick Kavanaugh, 30-something-year-old that thinks he's going to whoopsie woo. He's going to the dark web. Ben Marcus is going to the dark web. Joe Rubino, do hashtag Joe Rubino, or do hashtag RubinoJC. We haven't even started after the election. The content's already written. People are going to flip the switch, and you're going to see a whole different Denver, folks. And, I tried to be nice. I tried to cuss. I tried to be unruly like Paul Lopez, but only Paul Lopez can get unruly. He's a clown, man. You're a clown, Paul Lopez. And you guys are about to just flush Denver's entire dignity down the digital toilet. You can keep your bullshitting, though, as long as they don't go on the internet. You can still bullshit everybody that we're all Denver. And when you take a look at the sanctuary city and the conversations that are going on right now in regards to the conversations, my content is built on conversations, not SEO. But SEO does have a role in it, especially if you are in the business to write SEO, if you're in the business to upload organic content, if you're in the business to observe and index media that say one thing, but when you do the algorithms and you look at their node connections, so you just got to write content. We already wrote the content. Denver ain't that fucking big, folks. When you think about ABC, CBS, Fox News, and all those cats trying to vie for the number one spot media, and they're about to get flushed because their administrators are ignoring the number one rule in Denver, which is the Spear Amendment, and it was indexed over 10 years ago. And Denver was indexed, and you people that are with the information technology, with your candidates and your politicians, you all better tell these people the truth, or they should fire you immediately and hire me, but they can't now. Too late. I've been doing this for 12 years, folks. And everything I do is based off numbers. It's based off digital indexing that we use, embedded voice prints that candidates have said throughout the years of their promises. And now we know how to, that's right, pattern match it to the actions that are everything stored in the cloud, depending on who the person is. See, like when these people run for mayor, they just come in and they think because they're senators that they're going to just win this thing. Oh, he's a senator. Yeah, we're going to call you Senator Mayor. First of all, artificial intelligence is having a hard time swallowing that. Even though there's been some senators that have done that, it's not good. It's not good for the office of the senator to take a downgrade in a position. So You ruin it for Denver. And then it goes in, trickles down upward or downward. But once you're mayor, there's really not much more except city council. So when one of these outdated, uh, former uh, city council starts, or city, state, House, Senate, um, politicians start realizing they're missing the power, and so they're going to start running for smaller offices, and they're going to use the fair election funds so that everybody else gets an opportunity. But see, when the big boy people that are running, guys like Jesse, raise $350 or $400, and he's going to get a certain amount of money. But when you do the pattern matching, the only winners in the fair election are those that are at the top, because they get the same money. Now, the fair elections would have been senators, people that have the name power and the recognition that the local media always pounders for the last 60 fucking years. And so now what we've done is we created this artificial intelligence so that it goes after the money of CBS, NBC, the locals. That's badass, because we're local driven, folks. Ask your IT people what that means, your website developers and your SEO and CEO and BMO and BMA and LMA, PUQ, GYLA, blah, blah, blah. You got to have the authority, folks. And that's what I do, and that's what I bring to Denver. And what I do is my authority is transferable. Ask your IT what that means. What does Giavanni mean by that he's transferable? His Google partnership is transferable, meaning that Denver will be the only Google partner. There ain't no candidate that can say that. None. To where they can do it personally. They can go hire somebody that's a partner and say, yeah, well, no. You still had to get somebody else. So I outrank you. And that's why you see what you see now. Under 2023, Mayor Michael Hancock sanctuary. And now what's happening is our DACA children that we should have let them go on with their lives, they weren't controlled. They didn't pick where to live or where to be born. And if they're on the United States and they were born here, they're fucking citizens. So anybody that tries to change that you're wrong. And why you won't let these children be adults is just mind fucking blown to me. And you don't have Andy talking about it because GOP don't want them people in here, obviously. See? Because the GOP, when you look at their loss, is because everybody knows. If they're going to be bullshitted, they might as well be bullshitted with the way they know what's going on, and they've learned to survive in a Biden's world, because they won't survive in a Republican world. And that is the problem why I am not a Republican and why I'm not a Democrat, because I want to be independent. I want to be free of all the other people's bullshit conversations that they're having in Denver. I want to be the outsider, and I am. I want to be the guy that can battle against the media. I don't need to hire anybody. I don't need to be the pincushion. I don't need to be the Wally boy. I don't need to be the fucking the Jerry Lewis patsy on this. And I've worked really hard, folks, on this, man. And I'm being kind and gentle and the way I'm supposed to. Because if I was as evil as some people say I am, because that's the only thing they can do is say and twist things that have happened in my life, when those people come out, I'm going to twist them in the digital world. Like they don't even know. And I don't even have to go dark side. They'll do it to themselves, because when you do the right thing, you'll get rewarded for the right thing. When you do the wrong thing, you get punished for the wrong thing. Because on the internet, you will be held accountable for what you've done. And so Mayor Westward coming out, 8 people and their bullshit storyline. They're washed up 30-year-old rag, headed up by Patricia Calhoun, who's been so damaging to our fucking children, to everybody in our whole city. Because look where we're at. They're getting donations. They make money on advertising, but because they're free, they're pitching that they get donations. And see, IRS is going to be coming after all these people, man. And this is what they don't know. And the GOP is going to let them, after the GOP disbands all their nonpartisan fake 5013C organizations. Because nonpartisan, you can't be nonpartisan and only support one group. You can. I believe it's a free country. You just got to be able to write content so that is negative keywords. That's not into the growth of a community. It's in the growth of a party. And so what this is going to do is it's going to make Denver's Democrats and all the old 85-year-old like fucking Dottie Lamb go away. Susan Barnes Gelt, go away. You've been blackballed. You don't even know it. Denver decides, Denver neighborhoods, every single neighborhood association, I've indexed every one of you. All the changes. It's not that big of a town, man. You have more neighborhood associations that bend toward the government than toward the Spear Amendment law of a non-political government that was changed in 1963 by the people that are running the Democratic Party now, and they didn't realize because they didn't know, and the people that they have working for them in the IT department, they don't fucking know because they're fucking stupid. Obviously, none of them were smart enough to go buy City and County of Denver.us. You know why? Because they can't. They're not allowed to impede businesses and growth. But Hancock and friends, they impede everybody so that they only grow. Take a look at what's outside. Look at the graduation rate of Metropolitan State University, 47%. They need to hire that flim-flam redhead, that red lip PhD outdated woman that has done a lot of things in her life, but she's not current. And she's been over there at the 2017 and came up with a job because they're in the politics. See, the whole thing, over the last few years, as it got closer and closer of Hancock not running for mayor, the conversations in the background, the chatter was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I get choked up, man. Because our children have an opportunity to learn what I built and control the fucking world, man. Why are you so scared, Hancock? Where's all your education? Where's all your teachers? Where's all your professors? You're all sucking on the Democratic digital cock, that's what. And now you're all found out. And I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you all. I only care about the citizens of Denver. And I love artificial intelligence because you know what? I know the game in artificial intelligence. And when there's enough people coming out of the closet and there's balance, it'll be made. The switch will be made. And hopefully it'll be this year because all the people that are leaving Denver, I look in my neighborhood and I see all the houses being for sale, sitting there for months. Some people took their houses off the market because nobody's going to be moving here except those people from, they're moving in the illegals. And so people are like, hey, man, I don't know if I want to go. Giavanni's right, man. We devalue life. We're moving from San Francisco and Texas to Denver, and we're going right into what we just left because it's a sanctuary city. Every sanctuary city is getting those illegals so that those illegals can't get jobs, and then they're going to have negative repercussions on our fucking community. Not to mention they're sucking everything dry. That's why the city council asked for $1.7 million over the budget they already had because they already knew these people were coming. So when you understand how to follow the voice, and this is what law enforcement and judges are starting to realize, that the voice indexing is real, and the digital forensic evidence that is left behind by all the politicians pretending that they can help us that they don't want to help. There's no money in help. There's no elections in their type of politics. If you promise to eradicate the homeless in 20 fucking years, Hancock, and it's gotten worse, and all the laws that Leslie Herod has come out and told everybody because she's from Park Hill, never lived anywhere else in her fucking life, never anywhere. So all she knows is the life she grew up in, and that whole All 11 districts are like her Park Hill now. And people in Denver get hurt. Oh, don't talk about Leslie like that. You're a racist. You're a bigot. You hate women. Shut the fuck up. You guys are destroying Denver, man. And I'm the only one with the algorithms that can see it, and it drives me crazy that the smartest fucking Silicon Mountain bloviators can't see the writing on the wall of their own demise and the collapse of once city beautiful. And I can tell you this right now, man. I'm going to tell you right now because this is what I do. Honorable Mayor Robert W. Spear is pissed off. And he's about to put a curse on Denver's sports teams, every single fucking one of them. They'll never win nothing. They'll get close and they'll always lose until they revert back to the Spear Amendment, the law of our land that has been manipulated by people like Stephanie O'Malley, who works at the University of Denver. They have a very high graduation rate and a very low acceptance rate. That's about to change. Because when people realize, when kids realize, when the adults start talking to fucking kids and start telling them what the fuck is going on, when you're involved in the digital world, we're talking metaverse. We own Metaverse LLC.us. That's going to be a platform that Denver's children are going to develop from time when they're young. And everybody's going to come to Denver for digital advice for the metaverse. Every city in the United States is going to want to follow our digital dome that I've created. And all you needed to do was one, city and county of Denver. The state is Colorado. The capital city is Denver. We're registered with the LLC with the Secretary of State. And since we are a city and county both, we have authority over those that don't have that. They're a city and they're part of a county. We outrule them. So knowing all this information, I had built these supercomputers, wizardknowsalltellsall.com, googlecrystalball.com, disinformationczar.us. We have over 80 platforms, folks. Those 80 platforms cost us roughly $1 each a month. How is that for self-sufficient? How is that for sustainability? Because I created metaverse properties that's going to remain in the hands of the citizens of Denver, not the government. I already seen how they work. So we're going to create residual income by our products and services that we manufacture in Denver, Denver metropolitan area, and the 64 counties, including Denver. And when we, folks, I have platform, oh my God, man, it's weird because you try to find the most smartest guys in Denver, and what happened is they're so scared of losing what they got, they won't acknowledge anything better than them. So this is why Denver always looks the way it does, and all the graffiti's getting worse and getting worse, and we got fucking poor people fucking everywhere coming from other cities. Now we've got other sanctuary people that are going to inundate our social services, so we have to get more money. And then now the next year the teacher strikes will happen again, and then we're going to have broken pipes, and you're going to have all these candidates all bloviating about the homeless. We got to help the homeless. We got to have low-cost housing. Fuck you people that paid 30 years on a mortgage so that you can make some money and resell it and retire and move to another city, but you don't because you stay here because you don't want to be told you got to go, but you can't afford it here anymore, so you wait till you die and you didn't have any kind of financial, what do you call that? That's right. We don't teach our people how to do financial matters. We don't teach our children, hey, when you sell, this is what happens. You pay 30 years on a mortgage, don't fall in love with real estate, and you take that money and you bail. You go to somewhere else. You go buy yourself a condo, go take those vacations you wanted. Now you got your money. No, you're going to keep doing, yeah, I just refinanced and refinanced and refinanced and refinanced. And what they did is paid all interest in all those refinancing, thinking they're going to get there. Oh, I saved me $100 a fucking month. Thanks, Dun. And all these apps that are coming into Denver that don't belong in Denver and they're taking money from our people, you're going to be paying an apps tax. More residual income. And you know what's funny is we have cityandcountyofdenver.com. It's a commercial entity. And artificial intelligence says the best person for right now that has the experience, the know-how, and all everything is the decay mayor, Michael Hancock. To earn that $294,000 retirement for pulling his head out of his digital crack and realizing that the jig is up. They can keep bullshitting everything they do, but the more they bullshit, the further they're going back in the dark web. And every fucking person that know in the administrations know. And they know that Denver is non-political. And this, my friend, is law. And now that we've digitalized law, now we just need all the people that have been corrupt and hiding and manipulating their funds and everything to keep their power, their kleptocratic power, because in 2011 they were indexed as a non-political government because that's what they said. Then the Spear Amendment came, and we already knew that, but that's not what, since 1963. So you have to give 1963 nonpartisan. And then you start looking at the partisan. You look at the Denver Inc. You look at Denver. You look at all the people that are in charge are Democrats. You look at the people that are on the committee to count, make sure the machines are the ballot machines are counting right. And Ian Tafoya, Stephanie O'Malley, mayor's office, everybody that shouldn't be on there is on there. You mean to tell me we can't find any fucking citizens that are not Democrat that can go in there and do? No. All the judges are mostly Democrat. And see, what they don't understand is out of all the judges, they're going to be judged the worst, man, because if they know the Spear Amendment and they're just ignoring it and just, well, it's not my, you're wrong. Judges are going to be judged more than anybody in the fucking world, man. Why? Because they're judges. They're holier than thou. And the sanctuary and the sovereignty of our courts and democracy and the election offices is all that matters. And now these little tadpoles are going to be fucking with something that's so far greater than their fucking money. All their millions of dollars are getting Stephanie Abrams elected and she fucking lost. Could you imagine what you could have done with all that fucking money for the children in that fucking area? It's all smoke and mirrors to keep us all going here. And then the ones that are going to pay for it the most are the ones that voted for it. See, we couldn't hold... this is how you know there's a God. All those people that voted for Hitler, they knew what he was doing. They knew. But Hitler and all the war crimes and all that, but the citizens that put them people in power that knew what they were doing, you don't think they're judged now when they die? Instantly, folks. Just like artificial intelligence can do 10 results in 36 seconds, the 10 most important results in regards to Mayor Hancock and the sanctuary city that is about to destroy what was left of City Beautiful. And all the rhetoric from Leslie Herod, man, thinking she's some fucking special fucking troll bitch with Tammy Dorr, troll bitch, Leslie Calderon, troll bitch, Ian Tafoya, troll bitch, Mike Johnston, troll bitch, Chris Hansen, troll bitch. Should I go on? Kelly Bra, troll bitch, democracy slut. It's $474,000 a year, that trifling red lip pig connoisseur of filth, man. I smell pig all over that girl, man. I met her and that mayor, uh, in the interim mayor that before Hancock, when Hickenlooper ran for governor, and Hickenlooper had more um, deficits then. See, it's all smoke and mirror because we have to have a balanced budget by law. So you don't know what fucking money you have. You don't know who, and all you know is guys like Chris Nevitt getting paid $130,000 plus his $94,000 commission, and all those other people that they've hired all have fucking jobs. Artificial intelligence is coming for you all, and I didn't need to be fucking mayor. I don't care what happens to me. I died a long time ago, folks. I just been a walking corpse, being a single father. After my ex broke every fucking rule that was laid down by the court, but the court didn't do a fucking thing. Why? Because my ex was the magistrate judge. My ex attorney was a magistrate judge, Karen Hubler. That's the most trifling, corrupt bitch in the fucking city. And she used Denver University and all these different organizations to empower her to destroy the men that try to stay in the children's lives because it goes against her ideology. She's a frustrated old woman, man, that hasn't had sex in fucking years. And that's how you know, because I've talked to sexologists and found out things about why people do what they do. And it's all, when the woman gets older, you've got all kinds of women issues that affect these women's judgments. And menopause is something that's very, very serious that we don't talk about. My mom talked about it because my grandmother went through it. My mom didn't go through it because they yanked all that stuff out of her. They yanked that plumbing, everything out of her. My mom had cancer, skin cancer, lung cancer, and she died when she was 85. She lived a freaking hell the last few years. But she served the church, and she found her calling in forgiveness. And that's all you can do. And it took her 80 years, 85 years, I don't know. I try not to think about it because she's not here anymore. That was my second mom. I didn't have a first mom. So I'm a double orphan. And I was adopted in a very, very generous, very strict Irish Roman Catholic Republican military family from Brooklyn, New York. Everyone would say, hey, you sound like you got an accent. Oh, I don't know. I've been born here. I don't know how I could have an accent. Oh, yeah. Well, your dad's from New York, man. I never knew that. I never knew he had an accent. I just thought he was pop, man. And he had a great voice. People loved his voice. Women loved him. He was a handsome man. I wish I looked like him, man. I'd have been president of the United States if I had any amount of normalcy that my pop had. And to think that he had to raise a kid that was chronic ADHD, and they didn't know what that was. You know how they fixed kids that were wouldn't pay attention, disruptive in class, telling jokes, running around, won't sit still in his chair, won't stand still. They had me doing everything, folks. So their answer was the board. Yeah, I got spanked with boards, with holes drilled into them. And I got spanked all the way to 8th grade, folks. All because of people who didn't understand it. I mean, do you think there's something wrong when I can't remember things? Attention deficit disorder. And I'm dyslexic. My parents had to spend money so that on these little machines that you put your book in there that keep you in one sentence line. Then everybody started calling me a retard, so I just quit taking that shit to school. Because as long as nobody could hear me do any of that, my looks got me through a lot. My body got me through a lot. I mean, people love my body, man. I just thought it was a normal body, but they did love my body. And, when you look at me at 63, think about what I looked like when I was 24 and 25, man. My body at 13, all I did was like Bruce Lee stuff. I emulated Bruce Lee because I got picked on a lot. And so I picked on them in private. Made them go to school and tell everybody they were sorry. And then my senior year, I got in the battle of my life. I wrote a book about my book when my battle that took over by the government by, overzealous prosecutor with a history of fucked up shit, folks. And when most people didn't understand, and I didn't realize it, I kept thinking, who's Chuck Hyder? I know this guy. I couldn't think of it. And then when I finally got it released, and they ruined my fucking life, man. They ruined my life. The only thing I had left was my Corvette, and that ended up being taken from me too. Because how do you get a job painting when you go fill out an application and people say, "Where you been for a year?" And then the background checks. So instead of getting angry, instead of it just fought state to state, man. And then my ex, she was the worst of all. She wanted them kids and she was coached because she wouldn't have done this shit. She ain't smart enough. But I'll tell you what, when Monica Jackson, the city attorney's office, and Karen Hubler put that stamp and mailed that to Norfolk, Virginia, you all committed a federal crime. This is why none of you are held accountable for a fucking thing. You will be now because there is a God. And Karen Hubler, you sit there almighty and all the children and my children's minds, and you fuck my children's up, man. You're a trifling, stinky hoe, bitch. Yeah, tell everybody. Yeah, oh, he's calling names. Yeah, yeah. If the shoe fits, wear it. If the indexing fits, own it. Because there ain't a fucking thing you people can do now. You will never fuck with another kid's minds again. I've watched kids' minds get fucked up my whole entire life, including mine. And as I get older, I see more kids' minds getting fucked up and turning in people and saying shit that nobody, oh, he must have done it. He must have done it. The kid said it. He must have done it. I've watched this shit through the whole, my life, through the fucking, my kid's life with this safe to tell. I took my kids to school every day, folks. And I picked them up. Every day. We used to homeschool, but then I got ordered by the court and put them in Denver public schools. That Tay Anderson dude, he's a piece of shit. You need to hit the beat, fuck. And all these other administrators in our schools, the principals and them, they're blue ribbon dog shit. I'm telling you. They've all been indexed. That's what my whole fucking 12 years of saying. And I was going to just go do my music, go smoke weed, go travel the circuit. My kids are growing up. They all work for the government except one. And I did my job. They don't ask me for money. They're self-sufficient. They pay their car payments. That's because of me, not because of what the fucking school did to them. Because if the school was acting right, those kids would have went to fucking college. But because I was running for mayor, they shut them off. So my message to all you Denver public school people, you administrators and all you leaders and everything, suck Hancock.